Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a high school mourns the death of a beloved coach killed in a hit-and-run crash. How he's being remembered as police search for a suspect.
Also, new details tonight as one special education teacher in our state was arrested after being accused of sexually assaulting a girl.
And opening night for the Goats. We're going to show you all the sights and sounds from the beginning of baseball season in Hartford.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We do begin tonight with a beloved high school coach in Connecticut remembered a week after he was killed in a hit-and-run accident. Hello, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thanks for joining us. Kendall May died after that crash on Main Street in Hartford. He led several teams at Prince Tech, but those who knew him say he was much more than a coach. Fox 61's Gabby Molina joins us live in Hartford to show us how he's being remembered tonight. Gabby.
Ben and Jen, the person who hit and killed Kendall May is still out there, and his loved ones are still waiting for that closure. But as they do so, they're choosing to honor him by vowing to help others, something that he always did. At Hartford's Prince Tech High School, everyone knew Kendall May.
He coaches every sport at Prince Tech, so you have no choice but to be around him.
A graduate of the school and former basketball player turned coach. He cared deeply about the team and its success.
We put Prince Tech on the map, and we're just hoping that we can keep it there.
But what mattered most happened off the court.
He meant a lot to me. He was more than just a coach. He was a father figure, somewhat of an uncle, a grandfather.
Kazel Stewart is one of several students who share a similar story, in which Coach May helped shape who they are today.
He did a very good job at teaching me how to become a man at a young age and teaching me about leadership roles.
And he did so by example.
He was always a leader. He always took control. Anywhere he went, that was just Kendall's spirit. He was always just a natural leader.
At a vigil in his honor, he was remembered as a person who was always there for anyone who needed him. His family.
He was the go-to, Even as a kid, he had the knack for just knowing what to do, when to do it, who to contact.
His friends.
That's the type of guy he was, a good guy, a very, very good guy and a caring guy.
And those he mentored.
Words can't even explain how appreciative I am of him. He's done a lot of things for me.
His life was cut short last week when Hartford police say he was hit and killed by a driver speeding on Main Street. As police continue to search for whoever was behind the wheel, May's loved ones have a message.
So just please turn yourself in, whoever you are, please, because, he got a family and friends that care about him.
Police say the car that hit him was a silver Jeep, possibly a Grand Cherokee, and it had Vermont plates. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call. Live in Hartford, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Gabby, thank you. New at 10 tonight, Bridgeport police are investigating after a woman was found shot dead inside of a condo. Officers say that they were called to the Coach Light Square condominiums on Vincent Klett Street just before 11:30 this morning. They found the woman, who was 23 and from Bridgeport. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say it appears to be an isolated incident where the women did know her attacker. Anyone with information should call Bridgeport police.
And new at 10, an Ansonia teen is now charged with murder in the killing of a Stratford man exactly 1 year ago yesterday. 18-year-old Arul Salke was arraigned in Milford Superior Court today. He's accused in the death of Johnny Class back on April 5th, 2022. Salke was arrested by Orange police during an unrelated investigation last month. He's also facing 2 robbery charges in addition to felony murder. Salke is being held on $1.25 million bond. He's due back in court on June 2nd. And new details at 10 about a former New Britain special education teacher accused of inappropriate behavior with his students.
That former teacher is now facing charges tonight, including sexual assault. Fox 61's Jake Garcia has been going through the arrest warrant all day. He joins us in studio with the very latest. Jake?
Yeah, Ben, Jen, about 50 pages in that arrest warrant as well. 50-year-old Irving Rivera has been arrested for alleged inappropriate behavior with a 10-year-old girl. Further investigation found several other victims. The investigation into Irving Rivera started in February after another teacher at New Britain's Lincoln Elementary School noticed what was deemed to be inappropriate behavior. The teacher reported Rivera was allegedly whispering into a student's ear, a student that was not in his class. When the teacher asked what Rivera had whispered to her, the student said, "What happens in my room stays in my room." That led the teacher to report the interaction to school administrators. After the start of the investigation, police identified at least 6 other girls who had similar interactions with Rivera. The victims later told investigators Rivera would hug, kiss, and touch them inappropriately, even placing them on his lap and giving them gifts and candy. According to the affidavit, one victim counted at least 32 interactions with Rivera in a notebook. The school placing him on administrative leave, but Rivera resigned late last month. Superintendent of Schools Tony Gasper said in a statement, quote, "We truly appreciate the due diligence of the agencies involved in conducting a thorough and complete process that ultimately led to Rivera's arrest. Now it will be up to the legal process to determine how this individual will be held accountable for his actions." Child advocates say it's important to know the signs a child might be dealing with some kind of abuse.
If you have a kid that's usually happy-go-lucky and all of a sudden they're depressed and sad or anxious, you should be concerned about that. If they start to self-isolate, you should be concerned about that as well. If they don't want to go to school.
And of course, communication is key.
You might want to talk about what's a safe touch, right? Or what's a bad touch, so that they can understand when someone touches them in a way that's not appropriate. They can tell that. If someone is physically aggressive towards them, they can understand that. As the child ages, you can be more descriptive and more specific. You can ask, have you had any interactions today with anyone that felt uncomfortable for you, that you didn't want to happen?
Now, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. The Village is hosting a Facebook Live event at noon on April 27th about this topic if you want to learn more. As far as Rivera, he's facing charges of sexual assault and risk of injury to a child. In studio, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you very much. We want to talk about the forecast right now. A beautiful day out there. I mean, we had some rain, but it was warm. It felt like summer.
And it's only getting warmer. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Hi, Rachel.
Yeah, we soared into the 70s today, but it took a really long time for us to get there. Much of the morning and even part of the afternoon was spent with clouds, fog, mist, drizzle. But even a couple of hours of sunshine made all the difference today. We made it into the mid-70s in the Hartford area. Upper 70s in Danbury, 3 degrees shy of 80, but a lot cooler at the shoreline. And everybody will be cooler tomorrow with temperatures about 15 degrees lower than what we had out there today. In fact, our high temperature tomorrow will be very close to the current temperature right now. We're in the upper 50s in Hartford, low 60s currently for the New Haven area. We have a couple light showers and sprinkles that are out there at the moment, but look to the south of us. Heavy rain, thunder, lightning, lots of storminess coming off of the New Jersey coast, Delaware, Maryland. That is all going to miss us other than a few showers that'll pass through overnight, especially in southern Connecticut, and they are long gone by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. We're going to start tomorrow in the 40s. We'll see a blend of sun and clouds. It'll be cooler and breezy. High temperatures rising into the mid to upper 50s as we head through the afternoon. And I did want to mention there is an elevated risk for brush fires to spread with weather like tomorrow. A fire weather watch is in effect. We're going to talk more about this, your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. New developments tonight in the sudden closure of Stone Academy. Connecticut's Attorney General now taking legal action to force the nursing school's owners to comply with the state's investigation. Attorney General William Tung says the Stone Academy owners have failed to respond or even acknowledge the demands by last week's deadline. The school abruptly closed its 3 campuses in East Hartford, Waterbury, and West Haven back in February. It came after serious concerns about licensure examination rates, faculty qualifications, and clinical training.
They have a legal obligation right now to answer my questions. They're not doing it, and if they don't step up, I'm going to make them do it. We're doing everything we can to go as hard as we can. We're throwing everything we have at them.
The Attorney General launched the investigation last month, requesting payroll, staffing enrollment, and attendance records. Well, tonight, the 7th season of the Hartford Yardgoats baseball officially started in the capital city.
Yeah, we were at Duncan Park since early this morning, bringing you complete coverage of opening day. And now it's time to see how the Goats did in their first game of the season. Fox 61's Jonah Karp is back from the ballpark and joins us in studio to tell us about tonight's game. Hey, Jonah.
Hey, Jen. Well, there's just nothing like opening day in baseball. The air just feels a little bit crisper than normal. The food smells a little yummier, and, well, the fans a little chattier.
This venue is such an amazing treasure here in our city, and it's great energy for everyone here. So excited to be part of it.
The Yard Goats ballpark and the Yard Goats team have brought so much energy to this city. It's been a great way to bring our community together and to bring hundreds of thousands of people into Hartford, help so many families from around the region, around the state, rediscover their capital city.
It's your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
7.
Do you like hot dogs?
Yes.
Is that your favorite ballpark food?
Yes.
Are you going to say yes to everything I say?
Yeah.
Favorite ballpark food? I guess on TV I shouldn't say a beer, but
too late.
God bless America. Yeah, here we go.
Let's say go Yard Goats. Ready?
Go Yard Goats!
On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Yard Goats!
Go Yard Goats!
Fans excited for the game, but tonight, not the Yard Goats night. They get shut out by the Bay Sox, 8-0 the final score. Bowie scored 6 runs in the 6th inning alone. And we'll have highlights of tonight's game coming your way at 11. Live in studio, Jonah Cart, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.